Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some golf. My name's John McCarthy. So glad you could join us, and I can't wait to get things started here on the TGC network. And this is the first round of the event, and we are ready to go. Let's get down to that first tee. And he's probably not too pleased with that. Five feet to go here. And that putt drops on in for par. And now let's see what the second hole has in store. And I think he's going to like that. Going with the 9-iron. And I think he will like that. And this for the birdie. And finishing this hole out with a solid putt. And now let's move to the third hole. That looks like the hybrid, and this could be long. It looks like that one's going to play, and about 40 feet to the cup. And for the par. And a nice putt. All right, here's the fourth hole. Immense power on this drive, folks. And this putt is for birdie. Ooh, inches away. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. Okay, let's see what the fifth has in store today. And it's looking like this is bound for the short stuff. And about 190 yards to the pin. And that looks like a 5-iron. This one's looking good, folks. Setting up 12 feet away from the cup. And that putt drops for par. And now the 6th hole. And I think he will like that. And about 130 yards to the pin. And that's not very good as far as approach shots go. And just not enough club on that one. And this putt could save par. And that one will drop. And just about to tee off on this par 3. And here's an 8-iron. And I think he will be happy with that. And this is about a 4-footer. For the birdie. And next on the plate is the 8th hole. And oh my, this is going towards the sand. Just a great shot out of the bunker, and I'm thinking birdie is quite possible. Ooh. And for the par. And a decent putt. Okay, and on to the 9th. And nicely done, looking like we'll have some fairway here. And from here, about 210 yards to the pin. And that next putt is going to be an epic one, that's for sure, but they're on the green. This shot might be a perfect shot, folks. And now teeing off on this par 4. Well, so far so good for this one. From about 120 yards. Here is the pitching wedge. I think this might be a bit long, and I think that one will play on the green. And this for the birdie. And finishing the hole with a solid putt. Okay, now moving on to the 11th. Well, this one's looking pretty good. And he's probably not too happy about that one. Yeah, I think he'll like that. And this putt's for birdie. And right into the cup. Okay, moving on to the 12th. Yeah, not the greatest luck on that approach shot. Didn't have enough club on that one. And if this putt drops, they can save par. And that one's right in the cup. And now the 13th hole. And he's probably not too pleased with his performance there. I think he'll like that. Okay, from 30 feet out. Five feet to go here. And a good putt. And setting up now on the 14th tee. Okay, this one's looking pretty good. From 120 yards out. All right, and he's on. And this putt's for birdie. Ooh, just missing here. And for the par. And a decent little putt there. And moving on to the 15th hole. It appears to be heading for the fairway here. From here, about 190 yards. I think that's a 5-iron, and I think this shot might have a bit too much club, and he's probably gonna like that. From here, they have 39 feet to the cup. This putt's about 5 feet from the cup. And that putt will go for par. And now setting up on the 16th tee. And fantastic distance on this drive. Wow, and just a huge drive here on this par 4. Now they're putting. And this for the birdie. And this putt is for par. And that one will drop. The next hole we have before us is a par 3. Let's see what happens. Going with the 3-iron. And this one is on the green with a lengthy putt ahead. This one's about 6 feet away. And that one's going to go for par. Teeing it up here on the 18th. Phenomenal power on that one. Pretty sure he's going to like that one. this putt is needed to save par. And finishing the hole with a solid putt. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John McCarthy. So glad you could join us for this event here on the TGC Network. We are just about ready, folks. This is the second round of our first event of the season. Exciting times ahead. Let's get down to that first tee off. He had a great round yesterday, and I'm expecting some of the same today. And as he sets this next shot up, he's deep in the rough, folks. And that shot has ended up in the rough again. I would definitely take this lie over the last one, though. And about 18 feet to the cup. Oh my goodness, just missed. And this one's for the bogey. And now setting up for the par 4. Well, you'll probably like that. And this one's looking pretty good. Ooh. And the chip will drop. And now the third hole tee off. And here's the 3-wood. This shot may be a bit long, folks. And nothing to write home about on that approach shot. Too much club, I think. And this is to save par. And next up we have a par 5 hole. Well, this one's looking like it's finding the fairway. And pretty sure he's going to like that. And about 8 feet to the cup. And that putt will drop for birdie. And now setting up for the par 4 tee off. And the forecast calling for sand here, folks. All right, 20 feet out. Ooh, and it just doesn't drop. And this one's for par. And moving on to the 6th here. And this is looking fairway bound. And from 155 yards out. Going with the 8-iron. I think he's going to like that. And this putt is for birdie. Oh my, this is looking too good to be true. Okay, and let's see what the 7th has in store. This one's looking a bit long, folks. Nothing wrong with that. And about 14 feet away here. Oh my goodness, close, very close, but no cigar. And about 4 feet from the cup. And that putt's gonna drop for par. And now setting up for the next par 4 hole. And look at this drive, just screaming off the club face. About 100 yards to the pin from here. It looks like it's going long. In the end, I think that'll play on the green. This shot is looking too good. And that one will drop for birdie. And on to the 9th hole. Yeah, I think this one's going to find the fairway. And about 175 yards to the pin. Looks like a 7-iron. Well, I think this is going towards the rough here, folks. Well, not a good approach shot there. And now from the greenside bunker. And a shot like that is putting par back on the table for this hole. Nicely done. And that one will drop for par. And next up is a par 4, folks. And I doubt he'll be too pleased with that. I think he'll like that. And about 32 feet to go. Ooh, I thought that one was gonna be in. And this for the par. Nice little putt. And moving on to the 11th hole. Ooh, and look at that drive go. And he will like that. Hey-o. And dialed in from the fairway on that one. And that'll drop for birdie. And now setting up on this par 3. Going with the 9-iron here. And he may have overshot the green on this one. And to save par. And that putt will drop. All right, let's see what happens on the 13th hole here. And I think he will be pleased with that. Okay, about 165 yards to the pin. Going with the 8-iron here. Unlucky on that approach shot. Not enough club on that one. And about 5 feet to go here. And the par putt will drop. And teeing off on this par 4. Well, I'm pretty sure this is going to land in the fairway here. And about $1.15 to the pin from here. This might be a bit too much club. Well, it turns out that one's safely on. This putt's for birdie. And finishing this one with a good putt. And setting up now on the 15th. And I'm not quite sure where this one's going to end up. And this one's still in the rough, but the lie is better than the previous one. It's about 6 feet to go here. And that will be for bogey. And setting up on the 16th tee. And that is just fantastic work, hitting the green off the tee on this par 4. And this one's for birdie. Ooh, and just inches away. And this one's about 3 feet from the cup. And now teeing off on the par 3 hole. Yeah, it looks like a 5-iron. Looks like this is going a bit long. And I think he's going to like that. And this putt's for birdie. And folks, I think this shot's looking too good. And for the par. And a nice putt. Teeing up for the final hole of the round. And he's got to be happy with that. 15 feet away here. Oh goodness, that was almost in. And about 4 feet from the cup. And that one drops for par. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John McCarthy, and I'm just so happy to welcome you to our coverage of this event on the TGC network. Our third round action is about to begin. Let's get down to that first tee, see how this unfolds. And nothing wrong with that shot. I think he'll like that. And to save par. And that putt drops. And now let's move to the second hole. And a promising looking shot here. And about 105 yards to the pin. And that approach is on the green, and a lengthy putt in the near future. And that one drops for the birdie. Now let's see what this third hole has in store. And here's a 3-iron. "14 feet away." Ooh, and it just misses. And for the par. And a nice putt there. Next up is the par 5. And this shot's looking promising. And about 250 yards left to get to that pin. And that is some fantastic club work on this par 5 green, hitting it in 2. And ladies and gentlemen, the eagle putt drops. And the wind definitely could be a factor on this one. Let's see how this tee shot goes. And just absolutely pounded this drive from 200 yards away. Going with the 5-iron here. And that one is on the green with quite a bit of real estate to make up on that next putt. Oh, that was very close. And about 7 feet to go here. And that one will drop for par. And now teeing off on this par 4. It's looking like it's heading into the fairway. From about 135 yards out. Here's a 9-iron, looking good. And this one's for birdie. And that one will drop. And teeing off on this par 3. Going with a pitching wedge here. Now, I don't think they meant to do that on the approach. And I am pretty sure the wind had something to do with that. And tapping in for par. And now setting up for the par 4. He's got to be pleased with that. Okay, and from 125 yards out. Well, that approach is definitely on, and there's a fair ways still to get to that hole. And the long putt will drop. Very nice stroke on that one. And now setting up for the par 4 tee off. And about 180 yards to the pin. And going with the 7-iron on this one. I think he'll be happy with that. From 33 feet. This could be the shot, folks. Okay, and the 10th hole. And he'll be happy with that. And about $125 away. Here's a pitching wedge. I think this shot might be a bit long. Nice shot. I think you'll like that. And this is for birdie. Ooh. That was very close. This one's about a 7-footer. Ooh, I thought that was going to go. And this for the bogey. Okay, and let's have a look at the leaderboard. And now the 11th hole. And look at the distance on this. That lie is going to be much easier than the last one. From 115 yards out. This putt's about 7 feet to the cup. And that putt will drop for par. And setting up for the par 3 hole. Well, that's no good as far as approaches go. Not enough club on that one. And this putt to save par. And that one will drop. And now setting up for the next par 4 hole. Well, I think this one's going to find the short grass. Okay, about 185 yards to the pin. And here's the 6-iron. Now it's an unfortunate approach shot. Now let's see what happens here from the beach. Par on this hole, just got a whole lot more possible with that shot. And the par putt will drop. And next up is a par 4, folks. Well, this one's looking like it's in the fairway. From 125 yards out. Taking a shot with the pitching wedge. Could have put a bit too much club on this one. And 13 feet to go here. Ooh, that looked good. And this putt is for par. And moving on to the 15th here. I think we'll find some fairway here. And about 210 to the pin from here. This is the 3-iron, I believe. And this one's definitely heading towards the green. And this putt is for birdie. This looks like around a 4-footer, I'd say. And that par putt will drop. Okay, and moving on to the 16th here. And this one could be in the rough, but could not be. Let's find out. Now let's see what happens here from the sand trap. And now from 15 feet. Ooh, and just inches away from greatness. And this putt is for par. Finishing this hole with a solid putt. And now setting up on this par 3. And that looks like a 5-iron. And nothing wrong with that shot. Oh! And that nice little chip gets in there for birdie. And picking up on the 18th hole action here. Let's see what happens. Well, this one could be either way, folks. I'm not sure if it's going to be safe or not. And this putt is for birdie. And the putt will drop. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready for some golf because it's almost guaranteed to be a good time here on the TGC network. We are ready for final round action of our first event of the season. Let's get down there to the first tee and see how this unfolds. From 115 yards out. This one's heading for the green. This one looks about 4 feet. For the bird. And teeing off on this par 4. This one's looking pretty good so far. And going with the 9 iron. This is going towards the green here. And he's on the green. And this one's for birdie. Solid putt. And now let us see what the third hole has in store. Going with the 3 iron. Well, this one's still quite far away, but it is definitely on the green. And this is looking very good. And that was just pretty to watch. Long, long putt right into the cup. And now the 4th hole. And now back into the fairway from 130 yards out. And I think he'll like that. 29 feet away. Just missing here. This one's right around 8 feet. Oh my gracious, that was close. And it's about a few feet from the cup. And here we are on the 5th. And I am pretty sure he's going to like that. And about 175 yards away here. I think he'll like that. And this putt's for birdie. Oh, that's bad luck there. And this one's for par. And finishing this hole out with a solid putt. And now we find ourselves on the 6th hole tee off. And that was quite a display of power there. From 125 yards out. And heading for the green. And this for the birdie. Ooh, and that was very close. It just didn't drop. And about 5 feet to go here. And that one drops for par. And let's see what the 7th hole has in store today. And here's an 8-iron. And this shot's looking pretty good. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. Okay, we find ourselves now on the 8th hole tee off. And 110 yards or so to the pin. Yeah, I think you'll like that. And this for the birdie. Oh, and just doesn't want to drop. And for the par. And now the 9th hole. Just a magnificent display of power here. And about 170 yards to the pin. Going with the 8-iron. And I think he will be happy with that. About 15 feet to the cup from here. Ooh, that was very close. And this putt's right around 2 feet. And let's see what the 10th has in store. And pretty sure he's going to like that. From 130 yards. Going with the 9-iron. And he's probably going to like that. And this putt's for birdie. Oh, that was close. And this putt's for par. And a good putt. Okay, now moving on to the 11th. Okay, this one's looking pretty good. And I think he will like that. "14 feet away." Ooh, almost. This putt's about 3 feet away. And the par putt drops. And now we find ourselves on the 12th. Going with the pitching wedge here. Might be a bit too much club on this one. And he's on the green. Putter's coming out. This putt's for birdie. And a decent putt. And time for the 13th here. And from 175 yards out. Looks like a 7-iron. Unlucky on that approach shot. Too much club. And about 13 feet away here. So close. This putt's about a 2-footer. And the wind could come into play on this one. I know some others have had some issues. Let's see how this tee shot goes. Well, this one's looking pretty good. From 120 yards out. And that approach is on with a lengthy putt coming up. Oh my lands, that was very close. And this for the par. And a nice putt. And setting up now on the 15th tee. And it's looking like this is bound for the short stuff. And about 215 yards away. And here's a 3-iron. I think this one might be in the rough. From here, it's about 11 feet to the cup. And that drops for bogey. And now teeing off on this par 4. Wow. And that was just a monumental effort, hitting the green in one here on this par 4. And just missing. And this for the birdie. And that one will drop. And now getting ready to tee off on this par 3. I think that's a 5-iron. This is heading towards the green. Oh, fantastic chip, holing it out. And now teeing up for the final hole of the round. Yeah, this is looking fairway bound. Okay, and hitting this par 5 and 2, that's some fine club work out there. And this next putt is for a final round score of 65. Ooh, and it just misses. And this next putt is for 66 on their final round. For the birdie.